Breaking world-shocked Middle East erupts. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the most powerful and feared man in Tehran, has been killed in a massive U.S.-Israel military strike, throwing one of the world's most volatile regions into a full-blown geopolitical crisis. This is not a drill. This is reality, and the consequences are just beginning. The Middle East is now in flames. On February 28, 2026, a coordinated military operation by the United States and Israel struck key targets in Iran, culminating in the reported death of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who ruled Iran as its supreme leader since 1989. For more than 36 years, Khamenei dominated Iranian politics, controlling its government, military, judiciary, and the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC. His authority shaped Iran's domestic repression and foreign policy, especially its hostility toward the United States and Israel. According to multiple international news outlets and confirmations from state media in Tehran, Khamenei was killed during joint U.S.-Israeli strikes on Tehran and possibly other strategic targets in the country. These military operations were aimed at dismantling Iran's leadership structure and degrading its capacity to project power regionally. The exact location and detailed circumstances of the strike remain under investigation. But Iranian media officially confirmed his death and promptly declared 40 days of national mourning, a massive statewide period of grief and ceremony. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was more than a political figure. He was the supreme authority in Iran, with control over every branch of government. He shaped Iran's strategy of resistance against Western influence, supported militant networks across the region, and was the architect of decades of policies that made Tehran a central battleground in Middle Eastern geopolitics. At home, his rule was marked by crackdowns on dissent, suppression of reform movements, and tight control over civil liberties. Internationally, his legacy includes a shadow war with Israel, confrontations with the United States, and strategic alliances with militant groups like Hezbollah and Hamas, making his elimination a seismic shift in global affairs. Immediately following the announcement of his death, Iranian government declared 40 days of mourning and a week of public holidays, signifying the enormity of the moment for the Islamic Republic. Mass reactions spread across the Muslim world, with some political leaders expressing sorrow and warning that this escalation could trigger broader conflicts. Militants and allied groups, long supported by Iran, are now reacting with uncertainty, caught between retaliation and recalibrating their strategy. U.S. and Israeli officials celebrated the development, with leadership declaring it a form of justice and a possible turning point in a long confrontation with Tehran's nuclear ambitions and regional ambitions. At the same time, global powers, including the United Nations, China, and Russia, have warned against further escalation, urging restraint and diplomatic intervention. Their concern is that one military strike could spiral into full-scale regional war. Now that Khamenei is dead and no clear successor exists, Iran faces a leadership vacuum. In the immediate aftermath, a temporary leadership council has formed, including the Iranian president and top clerical officials. But uncertainty reigns. This crisis threatens to fracture Iran's power structure with hardliners, military leaders, and clerical elites all vying for influence. Meanwhile, ordinary citizens already suffering from economic hardship and unrest confront fear, confusion, and an unpredictable future. This event is not just about one man's death. It is about oil markets jumping on geopolitical fear, shifts in global alliances and military postures, potential for escalation into wider war, changing balance of power throughout the Middle East. Governments around the world are watching, waiting, and preparing for what could be the most consequential chapter in Middle Eastern history in decades. The world has witnessed the end of an era and the dawn of uncertainty. The death of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, one of the most influential figures in modern history, and modern history has ignited a geopolitical firestorm that will reshape nations, realign power, and challenge the future of peace and stability in an already volatile region. Stay tuned, because nothing about what happens next will be calm.